Najua mimi bado mzizi, lazima ndonge timu.
Kuna
Hello skill, nisiwa sema driller, this lands kuna semaje, najua nimeficha bado kibla wa mangita, tumesaka forma tutalalisha brayo la chamzinga, nasikia vayo alimadika, niliacha kushikisha, wele imenishikanisha, acha mkuko riba, watu walibadilika, wengine wakatajirika, kwa kama izmina ugeshuku, manzi hata singewaifika, nilikuja kujaza mfuko, najua mimi bado mzizi, lazima ndonge timba, mtani lipe stima, sinaga hata dakika lakini na pesa kashi, wanagarika zetu basta kufinya signature, nisa na ganji do kuliko politician, ukwezi piga demlo za fita zimeshika, na unadila agents akunaga chapkila, sivyo sako shinda do, adimi usheka jini from, napiga di 3 jobs, almost pata freelon, uza jemo, almost kuna kimo, na kushonga kwa system lakini kwa stereo, C-coins au not out kuangi hongo, kabroko esto akunaga hata puto, si choice yangu resizi bado iko, DJs mkwangu kawe bado uko. Hello skill, nisiwa sema driller, Islands kuna semaje, najua nimeficha ndugu bado kibla wa mangita, tumesaka forma tutalalisha na brayo la chamzinga, nasikia vayo alimarika, niliacha kushikisha, wele imenishikanisha, acha nikupo riba, watu walibadilika, wengine wakatajirika, ndoka kama Island.
What's up family? It's a beautiful Saturday afternoon. It's 37 minutes past 12 p.m. and this is the Diary of a Young Black King, and we're starting the show with a Kenyan banger. It's called Mimi ni Mzabibu by by the Mijikenda group, you know. You can tell me where you are catching me from on this beautiful Saturday afternoon, and this is the Diary of a Young Black King. We have a lot lined up for you today. You know, we are going to be talking about philosophies, ancient African science and spirituality, and a lot of other things. I'm here for the next 2 hours, so of course you can tell me where you are catching me from if you are listening to me on the radio station, that is on our website. If you are watching me on YouTube, on Facebook, and on Twitter, you can also talk to me on the comments, and I'm gonna be reading them. So welcome to the show. We're just getting started. We're just setting things up, and we will be beginning in a few. And this is the Diary of a Young Black King on the Black Hot Fire Network, the media of the 21st century. I wish I could translate this song to those who do not understand. It is such a banger. But even if I translate, it's gonna lose its original taste. You know, it's not gonna slap the same way it would slap if you understood Swahili. And the question of the day is, what is your philosophy in life? What philosophy do you believe in? What is your philosophy in life? Let me know on the comments. You know, there are tens and tens of philosophies, some African, some foreign. What philosophy do you believe in? what philosophy guides your life. So I want to know what you think about this. So talk to me. Big shout out to Stacy Mwenda, who's already with us and appreciating the greatness in Mimi ni Mzabibu by Mijikenda, the Mijikenda group. So we're just getting started, we're just warming up, getting ready for the show. We are beginning in a few. We are going to be talking about philosophies, African spirituality, and ancient African science. Africans used to have their science. They would, for example, use herbs to cure diseases, and they had their own philosophies. So we're going to be looking at African philosophies as well as foreign philosophies. And the question of the day is, what is your philosophy in life? So make sure to tell me what your philosophy in life is. I want to learn from this show. I want to learn new philosophies. And as I'll be sharing the ones that I already know. So this is Mimi ni Mzabibu by Mijikenda song. And everybody in the studio seems to be jamming to this song, including, let me not mention names. Yes, and that's it. I'm done with Mimi ni Mzabibu. Let's get to African science right now and ancient philosophies, ancient African science and spirituality. I'm not going to be biased and just look at African philosophies. I'm going to be looking at even foreign philosophies that we have, by the likes of, we are going to look at Siddhartha Gautama's philosophy. That was the Buddha. I'm going to look at Tao. He had his own philosophy, which he called Taoism. I'm going to look at even the African way. The African also had their own philosophies. I'm going to look at what even Tesla meant when he said, if you want to understand life, think about vibrations, energy, and frequencies, because I feel like most of the African spirituality was based on that statement by Tesla. If you want to understand life, think about frequencies, vibrations, and energy, because as Kid always says, we are just a ball of light, a ball of energy. So if you want to understand life, think in terms of frequency, vibrations, and energy. I'm going to be looking at African philosophy from that angle, but I'm going to be looking at the other foreign philosophies as they were stated by whoever stated them, the likes of Plato with his allegory of the cave, the likes of, we have so many philosophies, and I want to know what philosophy guides your life. Apart from that, we're going to be looking at ancient African science, because we're going to be deconstructing the notion that the West brought science and education to Africa. We're going to be looking at ancient African science and how it is indeed the other way around. It was Africa that brought science and education to the West, with the Moors and a lot of other things, We're going to be looking at the ancient civilizations that were there in Africa and how they brought civilization to the world and not the other way around, the way the narrative always goes like. The narrative always goes like the West brought civilization to Africa. They say that if it were not for them, then we would be still in hides and skin. But that is not really the reality, and we are going to be looking at that and so much more. We're also going to be looking at the pyramids for a little bit, because we can't talk about African science without talking about the pyramids in Giza, one of the most magnificent pieces of art that you're ever going to see, pieces of architecture that not even modern construction companies can be able to recreate, and we are in 2024, but this was architecture built many years ago, but not even now can modern construction companies be able to recreate that. We're also going to be looking at African medicine and how Africa had its own, not just, we did not used to rely on pharmaceuticals, the big pharma, for them to give us food, for them to give us drugs. We used to have our own medicine men, our own medicine, our own way of life. And we're also going to be looking at why African spirituality is on a deathbed. People are no longer spiritual as they used to be. We have replaced African spirituality with religion. So we're going to be talking about that too. And we're also going to be talking about why, the spirituality died, because many years ago we used to have Africans who would see visions, Africans who would even talk to God, communicate with the Creator. And why is African spirituality really under attack like it is? Because it is under attack. If you look at the most of the things that are being brought to Africa, they are targeted attacks. I always call them targeted attacks to Africa, with the GMOs, even as we were saying, on to Bonge, even with pornography has been made free in Africa, and a lot of other things, with the LGBTQ agenda and many other things, targeted attacks to Africa. And it is mainly targeted at African spirituality, making sure African spirituality and Africans will no longer be able to connect with the Creator like they used to. Africans used to heal themselves even from diseases. They were people of I was watching a video that Keith shared with me of an African who would lift things with their arm without touching them. I don't think Africans can still be able to do that. They used to even levitate. They used to fly. But it can no longer happen with the many things that are happening, with all the strategic attacks on African spirituality, with all the calcification of the pineal gland, and with all those factors. It is no longer possible because they have launched strategic attacks on African spirituality. And of course, before I start the show, we also had very, very many people, about, the government said 4, but I don't believe it was 4. People lost their lives in an accident that happened in Embakasi. There was an LPG gas explosion, and so many people were injured and others lost their lives. So before I start the show, I'll have to send my heartfelt condolences from the Black Hot Fire family to the families of those who lost their lives in Embakasi during the LPG gas explosion, and also a quick recovery to the ones that are in the hospitals. And the government said we have to contribute to a kitty that will help the ones that were affected. And I wonder, what do we pay taxes for if I have to contribute towards victims of, that was a product of negligence in the first place, because under no circumstances there is no valid explanation that can explain why we would have a liquid petroleum gas filling station inside a residential area. And the worst part is, it is not the only one in Kenya. There are so many LPG filling stations that are in residential areas. And I remember when I was young, I grew up somewhere around industrial area, and when I was young, there was this big fire in Sinai that killed so many people, and it was almost the same case, and the government really never learned. There was a leakage in the pipeline, and then neighboring Sinai is the Mukuru kwa Ruben slum. Now when the petrol leaked, it was a petroleum pipeline. When the pipeline leaked, the petrol was all over the slums, even on top of Nairobi River. And now when the fire broke out, so many people died. And now the river was the one spreading the fire, actually, because fuel, petrol floats on water. And now you would see a river of fire. And we lost about 200 plus lives on that day. And Embakasi is not even far from Sinai. It is very few kilometers. And the government never really learned. And we still have people losing their lives because of negligence, because that was negligence and corruption combined. Because if you look at the number of people who are supposed to have intervened and made sure that LPG station was not in Embakasi, it is a big number, starting from the Ministry of Environment under Soipian Tuya, that is in the national government. go even to the NEMA. You know, we have NEMA, the NEMA, the environmental organization in the country. Even Sakaja himself, Dimpleman has his own Minister of Environment, but they never saw that coming. And the funny thing is, there are so many other LPG filling stations in residential areas. You know, I don't know what madness is happening right now, because even majority of the vehicles we are using right now are using LPG, including public transport vehicles. We even have an LPG filling station in Rongai. So many drivers are substituting the traditional oil fuel tank with the new gas tank, you know, filling the cars right now. Majority of cars in Kenya are now running on LPG, including boda bodas, that is motorcycles. You know, you meet a motorcycle with that, and the motorcycles one are even crazier because they don't even have the tanks. What they tie is the pro gas tank at the, you know, and it is not even supposed to be funny, because it is a disaster. It is a disaster that is in waiting. The LPG, when a government is so incompetent and so corrupt, then they do not care about whatever is happening. And this is the reason why the government does not even want to use its own money to help. You know, I saw Pasaris talk about giving 5,000 Kenya shillings to the victims, to the survivors. That is $20. That is about $20 right now, or 25 or thereabout. So what do you mean $25 per victim? What are you going to do with $25? First and foremost, you need to foot your hospital bill. Secondly, your house burnt down, so you don't have a place to live. You don't even have any property remaining in your house. But what does the government do? It's giving you $25. That is not even a quarter of your hospital bill, which the government will not cater for, by the way. And that was even from the Nairobi County Women Representative. The national government was asking us to contribute towards the victims for their own negligence. You know, we are not the ones who approved the LPG station inside a residential area. And as I said, it is not the only one. I was going through Twitter X today in the morning, and I was seeing people talking about so many others. There was one in Thika, there's another one in Nakuru. You know, safety is no longer the main priority in Africa and in our countries. They are just profit. Everything is profit motivated. And the fact that we do not learn from these incidents, the fact that so people died, people were sleeping in their houses and they died out of a fire that could have been prevented if the LPG station was not in a residential area, is very sad. We should not even be talking about this. You know, the government should, and I know people like pointing fingers at the government, but this is their fault and they have to take the blame for it. And it's very sad that nobody has taken responsibility so far, not the minister, not the cabinet secretary of environment. You know, we even have the Department of Planning in the Nairobi County. You have the Department of Planning. So for the LPG filling station to have been established, a plan was taken to the Department of Planning, and whoever was in charge of the Department of Planning looked at the plan and approved it and said, yeah, it is okay for an LPG filling station to be in a residential area. It is all right. And they signed it. The same way somebody else approved for a pipeline to pass through a slum. And now the pipeline burst and more than 200 people died on that day. I remember more than 200 people died. And I remember Mike Sonko was an MP back then, and he came to the site of the incident with a chop and he fainted. He looked at the people and said, in Swahili, he said, "Hizo zote ni kura zimeungua," and he fainted. And the videos are online if you do not believe me. So in translation was, so this leader came into the site of the accident and asked, are all those votes that have burnt? You know, he did not see the people, he saw the votes that burnt. More than 200 people died, and we never learned. And nobody is going to get arrested. Nobody will face any charges. Nothing is going to be done, and not until we have several more accidents like this happening. You know, and it is going to keep happening because we have a government that does not care. And the other sad part is, sometimes even the residents do not know. You know, I was seeing one of the LPG stations in Thika. It is unlabeled. There's no label. There's no signage. So all residents see is trucks coming in and going out. So you might even move into an area and you do not know that your neighbor is an LPG filling station. There is no labeling. there is no identity. You can't know. So probably most people who died and got injured did not even know their neighbor was a filling station, was a LPG filling station. There is no labeling because they know if they label, people are going to ask questions. So it looks like a backyard, a bazaar at the backyard, and now you don't know what happens there. All you see is trucks coming in and going out. And big shout out to Stacy Mwenda, who has been with me, and big shout out to Jiba Jaba, who's telling me a preventable tragedy. Sad, it is preventable because, but people are so the government, if we have one, does not care. The president himself has not even spoken about this. He's just been telling us to press our laptops and get dollars, and I don't know where exactly people are pressing. And we're going to be talking about that too, the unemployment issue in Kenya, because not in Kenya, in Africa, because that is a tragedy in waiting. Each and every year we are having hundreds of thousands of graduates graduating from university. About 500,000 graduates are going into the job market every year. But do you know what is happening to the job market? It is shrinking. Investors are running away from Kenya, running away from Africa. So the job market is shrinking, but graduates are graduating every year. So what we are doing is sending graduates into a market that does not have jobs. And you can talk about why don't they create jobs for themselves? Where are they going to get the initial capital to start the but anyways, we are going to talk about that later on. I don't know if Kiri is going to join me, but I'm going to talk about that later on if he doesn't. So, and Jiba Jaba says it was probably a cigarette. We do not even know what caused it, but it was probably a cigarette because it was the truck that was carrying the LPG that exploded first. Then several other cars exploded, and now the whole neighborhood was on fire because once the truck that was carrying the LPG exploded, then the containers around it exploded, and now it was just a neighborhood of explosions and deaths and injuries, and a whole neighborhood burnt down. And he says, curious, is your fire service volunteer or city funded? It is tax funded. We have it is government funded. We have the Nairobi City County Fire Department, and it gets more ironical when I talk about the Nairobi City County Fire Department. So before this fire, there was another fire over the week. There was a market that was burning somewhere. I don't remember the name of the market. And so people called the fire department, and the fire department never came. And so the whole market went down in flames. And later on, it came to the public knowledge that the trucks never went to put out the fire because the trucks did not have fuel. It is that crazy. A tax-funded corporation, that is the Nairobi. And even if they went, they would have said there was no water. They can go to the fire site and say the trucks do not have water, because what the excuse is that the trucks do not have fuel. They did not have gas to run, to drive to the fire site. And now a whole market went down in flames. And that is, so many people lost their livelihoods. I don't remember what it was. The city market. It was the market next to the city stadium. If anybody from Kenya is listening to me or watching me, I'm talking about the market in Jogoo Road. It went down in flames, and the fire department never came because the trucks did not have gas. And we are talking about Nairobi County, a county that spent I don't know how many millions on hospitality. I don't know how many millions on domestic travel. I mean, what domestic travel do you need as a county? It spent millions and millions. It was above 200 million on domestic travel, but they can't be able to fuel fire trucks, and now people have to die. Although I'm not sure if anybody died in the city market fire, but I know property was lost. And Jiba Jaba asked me, do you have to bribe them to turn on the hoses? You don't even have to bribe them because they won't come. You might want to bribe them, but they won't turn up. There's something that happens with public operations in Africa, not just in Kenya, but in Africa. Once a corporation is termed public, negligence starts creeping in. I mean, go to a public hospital in Kenya, in Uganda. I've been in Uganda, so I'm not speaking fiction. I'm speaking from a personal experience. Go to a public hospital and you'll be told the doctor went out for lunch, and it is at 10 a.m. Go to a public school, nothing works there. Nothing works in public institutions, public corporations. Once a corporation is termed a parastatal, a public institution, nothing works. I have a friend who worked for Kenya Posta. Kenya Posta is the postal carrier in Kenya. And so he went there. He was a graduate in software engineering. So he went there and noticed that there were so many files. There were so many files. They had a whole room full of files. And since he was a graduate he had a base in computers and softwares, and he suggested that why don't I can create a software that can take all these files and put them in a drive. We can put all these files, these hard copy files, into soft copy, and now you don't need to spend 3 days looking for a file. You just need to search the name of the file. And he tells me he was warned. In Swahili walimwambia ache kierere, so I don't know how to translate that in English. They told him he was being too mouthy for suggesting that he can create a software that can put all the files in soft copy, because they don't want that. Something happens with public corporations in Africa. Once a corporation becomes public, look at Kenya Airways, look at public institutions in Uganda, look at Ghana, look at almost all the countries in Africa, look at Nigeria. They never have power. At least I'm complaining, but I have a bulb. In Nigeria, they complain in the dark. They run on generators. And they have a power company running there. But once a corporation is termed public in Africa, I don't know what happens. Once, you will walk into a private university and you'll get culture shock. I went to we have a private university in Kenya called USIU, United States International University. So apparently it's a private university. And I went there for a certain event, and I got culture shock. When I was looking at the classes, at the washrooms, and comparing them with washrooms and classes from the place I study, and it's day and night. For private institutions, they take care of everything. The lecture halls are in good order, and something happens with institutions in Africa once they are termed public. And the other day I was telling you, we once had a power blackout in Kenya a few months ago, and young bones who had been born prematurely and were in incubators died because the generators in the hospital apparently could not run until morning. The fuel in the generators was not enough to run until morning. So somewhere in the middle of the night, the generators went off, and now infants that were in the incubators had to die. And the next day, even for the generators to be fueled, there's so much bureaucratic that has to be, I don't know who has to sign. This guy has to sign, then it has to be taken to this other guy, then this other guy has to take it to finances. And now apparently one of the guys was not there. It was at night, and now the fuel could not be bought. Nobody was willing to buy fuel from their own pockets if at all they had money. Now kids had to die. So something happens with public operations in Kenya. Look at even the go to public hospital. Look at the Kenyatta National Hospital. Look at Mama Lucy Hospital. Look at even hospitals. They do not work. You see patients sleeping on the ground. And it is a country that people pay taxes, and not just taxes. They pay lots and lots of taxes. But you do not see your taxes work for you, because your tax is supposed to work for you. And Jibba tells me, get a team of donkeys to pull the fire trucks. Damn Ruto. It is crazy, Jibba Jabba. It is a crazy country when people can die because fire trucks were not fueled. And you remember, you have been paying taxes and you do not believe. And now, speaking of that, it is also this week that they suggested that they're going to toll more roads. They're going to toll more roads, including the road that comes to the studio is going to be tolled. And now, it is a public road, a publicly accessible road. And funny being, there is no alternative road. There is no alternative route. It is either use this route, the other route that you can use is also going to be tolled. And now, I imagine myself, if you're from this area and you are sick and you want to be taken to the hospital in the CBD, in the Nairobi Central Business District, and you do not have money for tolls, then you're gonna die along the way because you did not have money to pay the tolls. Because how do you toll public roads, you know? And these are not just public roads, they are public utility roads. They are roads that are used every day by, you know, when they told the Nairobi Expressway, nobody really cared because there are alternative routes that I can say that passing through the Nairobi Expressway is it's not a basic need. You don't have to. You can pass through an alternative road. So I really did not care when the government was tolling Nairobi Expressway. But now they have gotten to a point that they want to toll public utility roads, public, you know, the roads that everybody passes through. They are tolling that too. So I paid taxes and pay them in plenty. Then I still have to pay for roads, public roads that were constructed many years ago that have the roads themselves are full of potholes, but I still have to. You know, for me, for example, as for me coming from the studio going to my home village, I'll pay toll about 3 times because I'll pay toll from here to town, that is in Bomas. I'll pay another toll through Westland, then I'll pay the last toll from on the Mombasa to Malaba Road. 3 tolls for me to get to my village. 3 tolls. And I say it is crazy. It is a crazy government, and they can talk about the government for the next 3 hours because you know it is crazy. And the funny thing it is, this is not a Kenyan problem. It is an African problem. It happens all over Africa. That is when they go beg for, you know, we saw them begging in Italy the other day. They go beg for loans. They get loans, come build outdated roads, then we have to pay for the outdated roads that they built with loans that we still paying. You take a loan, build an outdated road, then I have to pay the loan and still pay for the road. You know, they talk of double taxation in business, but I don't think this is double taxation. Is there something above double, triple taxation? Because this is not even triple. I'm paying like 4 taxes for a single utility, for a single amenity. Because I'm paying tax on fuel, one. I've paid taxes for the, you know, imported vehicles in Kenya are so expensive, and that is the reason there are not that many vehicles in Kenya because the tax is almost twice the price of the vehicle itself. So I paid hundreds of thousands in taxes for me to get the car, pay a lot of taxes in the fuel. Then after the fuel, I still have to pay for the roads. And that is after I've been deducted money for the housing levy, which I don't really need. You might get mad and people wonder what is happening, and it is the government, you know. And Jiba Jaba tells me it's only in Africa, and it is true. It's only in Africa where incompetence is the order of the day, you know. We normalize the incompetence too much that nobody really cares anymore. I told you, we'll go to a hospital and the doctor will not be there, and they get paid, but he will not be there, and he will tell you he's gone for lunch at 10 a.m. and he'll come back at 4 p.m. That is what happens in public hospitals. Public in corporations in Kenya, I'm talking about Kenya and Uganda because I've experienced that myself. I don't want to give that tale. So it is not a good thing, and it is something that might never change as long as we have this current breed of leaders with us. So I really don't think it's going to change anytime soon with this current breed of leaders. And so moving on to philosophies, ancient African science, and spirituality, and Keith has joined me. I don't know. I asked you, the question of the day is, what is your philosophy in life? You know, we have so many philosophies, some African, some foreign. And Jiba Jaba tells me the toll here, Dimore, the new one is a congestion toll if you go deep into the city or during rush hour. But at least the standards of living there are better, Jiba Jaba. But right now here, majority of people earn below $2 a day if they earn at all. How do you, at least you guys can be able to afford the tolls, you know, with your minimum wage and everything. But with us, majority of the people earn below $2 a day. How are you getting tolled?
Toll, what are you talking about?
I was talking about tolling of public roads that the government is about to begin, you know, tolling of public roads, especially in Nairobi.
Oh, whoa, you're talking about criminal then. You're talking about criminal government that stolen so much money. It's taken back. Listen, African people, you're gonna have to stop being kind and ignorant. You paid for those roads through your tax dollars. Now they want to retax you by setting up tolls. because they look. Your corrupt officials have stolen so much money.
Mm-hmm.
They're trying to get blood out of a turnip. There's no blood. They're trying to get blood out of a turnip. The old saying is. So they've stolen so much money. They just devise any scam and scheme to acquire money so they can try to pay back some of the money that they've stolen from these loans that they've taken over so many years. Never been to benefit the people.
Mm-hmm.
You now have we already know the governments in Africa are criminal, but now they're criminal just in your face. Usually try to hide a little bit of try to hide. You don't know. Most Africans are asleep. They don't understand how shit works. Now they're just like, fuck it. If somebody's told your roads that you've already paid for, we're like, fuck it.
And it is not the first road they've told. As I had said, there's another road that they told. It's called the Nairobi Expressway. But nobody really cared when they told that one because...
We're not talking about the expressway. The expressway was built specifically.
Yeah, the Nairobi Expressway, the alternative.
That was built to be told because you had to pay back the because that was built. I'm not talking about that. That's different. That's understandable. You can do that.
Mm-hmm.
You're talking about the older roads that were already free because you paid for the tax dollars. That's how the money. That means you got so much corruption in the government. So much money's been stolen. So much money allocated to go to people. Have been stolen. That's why the schools are so bad in Africa. Why everything's so bad? No, that's because all the governments in Africa are corrupt, are thieves. There's no accountability because the people are so ignorant in Africa. There's no accountability. That's the problem. These African puppets can steal at will. There's no accountability. Nothing's gonna happen to them. Most Africans ain't know how politics work. They know that this shit is about their life and them stealing from you and everything affects your life. They got no clue. It's so like when you earning under $2 a day, you trying to survive. You are hand and mouth for real. That's most Africa.
The hand does not even get to the mouth at that point. Yeah. You can't even get hand to mouth.
Yeah, when you surviving up $2 a day, the richest continent on the planet. It's absolutely crazy.
The funny thing is that is what majority of Kenyans earn. $2 a day is about 400 Bob Kenya shillings. That is about 12,000 Kenya shillings. And if I mention that to a Kenyan somewhere, they might think that is a good salary because they earn that, And with the high cost of living and everything, and that is for the lucky ones who are able to earn that. As I was saying, we are almost having a crisis with unemployment, not just in Kenya but in Africa. Each and every year we are having hundreds of thousands. Right now at least people are getting educated right now, and people are graduating year in year out. For example, this year we are going to have about 300,000 or thereabout, a lot of graduates, but the job market is shrinking. We are having graduates, but the job market is shrinking.
It's shrinking more because like the show you did like a month ago, talking about all the taxes that a business has to pay. They've already shot themselves up. You can't make any new small business because the taxes are too. The taxes are too crazy, and the only tax breaks they give to are the white people that come in that have big multinational companies that rob the country. So it's a system set up for failure, Demore. It's really wicked because majority of the countries in Africa are really highly uneducated. They're given a bunch of religion, which is moronic. But you go in. Just take Ghana, Nigeria. It's Jesus all damn day. But anything about any real math, any real science, it's non-existent because it's a key. This is so brutally. It's so. This is so brutal. When it was designed, it's hard to see light at the tunnel. Only light at the tunnel I know is gonna be from the babies waking back up.
The people in Nigeria cannot even see the light at the end of the tunnel. They never have lights on. So talking about Jesus, I'm reading a book called A Slave Ship called Jesus, and it is an amazing book. And
that was the first slave ship that was called the good ship Jesus. came and started taking Africans off the coast. Yeah, that was the name of that bullshit.
Yeah, the question of the day to our listeners and viewers was, what is your philosophy in life? What is your philosophy in life, Keith?
I don't have any philosophy in life. Life is there's ups and downs in life. So I'm not going. Life is not. If you have philosophy, you'll get stagnant. My philosophy in life: don't get stagnant. Roll with the punches. Whatever comes, roll with it. Find a way to find a way to succeed. Yeah, what's going on, Jibba? I tried to stay up the first time when he started. I woke up, then I said he's not on yet. I fell back asleep. um, African people are in a really tough spot. That's on the continent here too. I don't know how Africans are going to make it here in America either, because you're now they're flooding you with illegal immigrants. Jobs are becoming scarce and less money, and prices are very high. I seen a way out for
And shout out to Jiba Jaba. You can also tell me what is your philosophy in life. And shout out to Rati too, who's joining us too, and he's saying greetings, Keith. Been a while. So you can tell us your philosophy too. Today we are talking about philosophies. Then we'll get to ancient African science and finish with African spirituality.
how you doing? Brother, how you doing? Yeah, it's early in the morning for me. Shit, I'll be trying to catch the Morris. Shit, I'm having to catch. Shit, I'll be asleep. I just getting in from a long distance, but I don't think most people have a philosophy in life anymore. I try to succeed at all costs. Gain as much knowledge as possible. Life, the more knowledge you know, the more knowledge you gain, let you know how much you don't know. That's the good thing. Knowledge is ever learning, everlasting through life. The more you know, that you know, the more that you don't know. So the most important thing is knowledge, because knowledge, then you can defend yourself from things in Africa. That's why they keep Africa so ignorant. I was thinking about that. Damn, when I came to Africa, it's like, fuck, why is everybody so damn ignorant? Because I was ignorant.
Being ignorant is one thing, Keith, but being ignorant and not knowing you don't know is the worst part. You don't know, and you don't know you don't know.
That's what ignorance. The true meaning of ignorance. It means it doesn't mean you're stupid. It means you don't know.
Ignorance, and you don't know that you don't know.
Yeah, but you don't know. So when I was ignorant the first guy, I didn't realize colonialism. What was the structure? Come from America. I understand the structure, but I was just like, why's everybody so don't know shit? I didn't know about the first of all, I didn't know about the economy was so bad, and people. I just didn't know. When I got there, I said, "Wow, this is some brilliantly." And it's all throughout Black Africa. So I said, "Wow, this is some brilliantly wicked shit." And the sad fact, I'm on the outside coming in. I can see all of it. They're on the inside, so ignorant. They don't see none of it. I said, "This is some brilliantly wicked shit." At first, I learned about them school fees. I'm like, what? What do you mean? What? I'm like, school fees? What is that? What are you talking about? We got to pay our school fees to go to school. Like, what? Don't you pay taxes? Yeah, we pay taxes, but we pay school fees. Like, you pay school fees? I'm like, nah, man, I never heard of no shit like that. I never heard of nothing like that. No, I never heard about no school fees. School is free. What are you talking about? We pay taxes. School is free. That's what we're paying about. No school. Any society is going to build can't have school being paid. I was like, wow. Because I was young. I was like 21. I'm trying to connect. I was like, wow. I ain't know it's all throughout Africa yet. Because I ain't been throughout Africa. I was like, who would do this? This would destroy your society. But most of the people could be educated. That means you'd have a back. Why would you do that? I started because I didn't connect the dots yet. I said, this is stupid. Why would you do that? Because You want to educate society to push your country forward. Educate allows people to think, not what to think, but how to think, and that pushes innovation. The only thing that gets you out of poverty is always constant innovation.
And do you know what is even more sad, kid? And Jiba Jaba has one of the most powerful philosophies I've ever had. He says, my philosophy is to stay black. That is a powerful philosophy right there. And he says, my philosophy is to think and act positive. Though sometimes I procrastinate. So I was telling you what is even more.
Hold on. You got no choice but to stay black. Well, you stay black in your behavior. Because you're black don't mean you're not an Oreo. Don't mean you're not a coon. We got no choice but to stay black. But does our behavior be black first? Do we deal with our own people first and respectfully? So that's what comes at Jimmy. Do respect. I knew that like a lot of people get mad. Said, well, if I bring employment to Africa, it has to be a livable wage. You have to make decent money because Indians and the Chinese are not going to pay them. It's exploitive who come in. They always will come and exploit Africa, and the governments are not going to do. They're going to help exploit them because the government's all corrupt and put and selected. And they don't give a shit. They're the most retarded people that you could put into these positions of power. So it's an exploitation thing. So imagine coming to Africa, all the money they get out of there, and only paying for somebody $2 a day. Imagine that shit, $2. At the end of the week, you made $10, and you probably worked about goddamn 70 hours or some crazy, 80 hours, some crazy shit. I don't know. They don't work like in Africa. Most Africans don't even have a damn time you stop. They just work until you get time to stop. They get $2. You do work like 10 hours. You got $2. And the African, so it ain't no $2. It's $2. I'm talking about hard labor. I seen in Nigeria, they work for these Chinese motherfuckers. They were making like $80 a month. And they were working like 12 hours a day. What? 12 hours every day. I think they only got like Sunday. So it was 6 days a week. This got to be less than $2 a day. It was $6. It was 6 days a week. They made like $80. They were just trying to get $80 a month. But I know. I was looking at something. I was looking at something about the guys in Ghana. They was like working at the gas station. They were doing repairs. Those guys made $65 a month. I was like, what? And then I seen another video and they had that farmers with the hard labor, the black American. They get big family, integrate to a bigger country. I told you Negroes don't go to Gambia. It's too small. They see you come in, down, they get jealous. And you trying to help them, they're going to get upset.
What country is that? Gambia.
That was Gambia. It's too small for me. I told people don't go because the resources are finite. They see you coming as African Americans and build.
It actually has some very strong currency. I have a relative who stays in Gambia, and the currency is quite powerful as compared to the Kenyan shilling. And I was wondering,
I don't care shit. They still impoverished. So that's only because the American people went back there. As soon as the Americans leave, it's going to collapse. I told you, American black, when you go back to small country like Gambia, it's too small. You're going to cause resentment. You're building shit that the locals can't build now. You're just trying to come back because you're African, but nobody. You got to go to like a Ghana, Kenya. You can blend as a bigger population. Gambia is now dangerous. Now you got the locals robbing. They're setting you niggas up now. Open, tell you, they robbing your ass. They targeting you. They're targeting you for rape and all kind of crazy stuff in the Gambia. Told you don't go there. And okay, go, okay. If I never told you go, I said, I told you that we go to Ghana. I said, Ghana to CIA fortified. All countries in Africa, of course, got the CIA in there, I know it. But Ghana is like a central hub of that shit. That's why you see when they try to do that Pan-African shit, it was stopped immediately. See, the continent, Roots went on them and talk that dumb shit to their people. Run about Pan African, no, you're not. They run by white people. White people don't want no Africans coming together. That takes the money out the white man's pocket. That's a no-no. I'll let you talk that dumb shit, but implement when you go to implement it, that's a no. You're not implementing nothing. I put these borders up there for a reason. I got these borders up there for a reason. Okay? Make sure I kept you separated, divided, and me always ruling you. But I put these borders up. You would take them down? No, I did not. So when you go to like okay, when I was there's something about the guy in Ghana, right? You talking about the tribalism? That's all I have. I didn't know about that tribal shit too. I like, I think I tribal what? So he was
that is like the basis of anything in Africa. The basis of if somebody asks your name and you say your first name, they're gonna ask for your second name because
I didn't know the more.
That means your second name determines the type of service you'll get if you'll get it.
I didn't know
you'll get.
You're right. And it's all of Africa, all of Black Africa, not with the Arab. It ain't up in northern Africa where these Arabs live at, but it's in Black Africa. The more it's in is true. So I got my first taste. So the gentleman was telling the truth. He said, I bought some land and started some farming. And so, the local cost paying these people it's hard labor is paying them $50 a month. I was like, God, $50 a month, but it's hard labor. Yeah, that's so. God damn, $50. That's the pay. All this it's about hard labor. Hard labor. I always tell these guys, you guys are not good. You got to work with Blackout Fire. Shit. When I pay these cats, they in an office chilling, talking on a microphone. You be out in them fields making nothing. I mean, you working 8, 9, 10 hours a day for $50 a month. I was like, what? $50 a month for this hard ass labor? What? So and when he said, when he tried to bring him to get, he was hiring. At first, he was hiring people. To come together so that having fun, we can grow crops all year long and we can sell them and make a really good profit. He said the problem was the employees try to hire your own people. They start talking that tribal shit. I can't work with him. He's a something. I can't work with them. He's a something. Like what? Because he didn't understand either. Just first coming, like I can't work with them. They're that tribe. I can't work with them. He's that tribe. Like what are you talking about? We're all Black. We're all African. What are you talking about? No. I refuse. That's a different tribe. I refuse. He said. So he was about these are the things that hold Africa back.
Now couple that with now religion. There's this religious division right now. Couple that with the madness that is happening in Cameroon, where people are fighting because you speak English, I speak French. Couple that with all that.
This how back what the Morris saying is correct. The Cameroon was first a German colony, but they lost their colonies at the World War I when they lost the war 100 years after World War I in 1918. When the Germans lost there, they relinquished all their damn colonial holdings in Africa. So the French and British came in. They wanted to steal the shit that the Germans had. So the French got a bigger section of Cameroon by the English. The British got a smaller portion. Africans being moronic, they're fighting over the enslavers' language.
You were enslaved by the French, so I'm gonna kill you.
Yeah, so they're fighting over some other people enforced language. This is how silly it is. Because the majority of it, like I said, France took the majority of it, and the small portion is English. So the French speaking Cameroon are discriminating against their own people based on the colonizers' language. Not even the tribe, but the colonizers' language. There
is a whole war based on francophones and the linguaphones. That is the English-speaking language. A whole civil war.
Yeah, because this how destroyed the African mind has been. You're fighting that was imposed on you by colonizers. Was imposed. That's That's the crazy part of it. And so when the other people look outside, looking at it like, man, we're always gonna rule these ignorant niggas. They argue the language that we enforced on these stupid asses. Not saying they're gonna go back and say, you know what, let's get rid of French and English and go back to our own language. They don't even do that. They're fighting each other over the language that we imposed on these dumb bastards. Like, and we got a corrupt leader we've had in there for 50 plus years. They ain't overthrow this corrupt nigga 50 years. Paul Bear, whatever his name is, he's functionally retarded up there. He can't. His son's waiting to be the next president. Same thing doing it in Uganda. You got a moronic Museveni. You know, you think it's an accident. All these leaders, most majority leaders in Africa are just really stupid. It was an accident. Museveni ain't even finished primary school. He's a moron. I don't know about Paul Beer in Cameroon. He probably didn't finish primary school. Is
their president Paul Biya, who's been in power since 1982?
Yeah, Paul Biya. I would say Paul Beer. He's like 90-something or something. We got Paul Beer. You're talking about, wow. That's all of Africa, Demore. You go to the country south of that, that's Equatorial Guinea. See how long that nigga been in power. Tell him Equatorial Guinea guy been in power. His son is the vice president. How's that from a democracy? Like his son be the vice president. He's supposed to be a democracy. That's only democracy in Africa. How long have he been in power?
President, his name is Teodoro Basogo. He has been in power since 1979.
There you go. And he got in power overthrowing his uncle. he got in the power by the CIA. He said, you're going to be our puppet, nigga. We're going to overthrow your uncle. Yeah. That's what you get now. You get fiefdom set up. And they got that democracy. It's like the 70 been in power like 80 since 85 and all crazy shit.
There was a search query on Google that said, who's the new president of Equatorial Guinea? The search queries that come after you search for something. And so Google answered itself and said it doesn't have one. The president took power in 1979. and Java is asking whether you can, certain tribes have particular surnames. Yeah, that is, Africans basically have two names. They always have the English name. So the English name is David, Samuel, but then there's always the second name. The second name is, if you tell me your surname, I'm going to tell you which tribe you're from. So every tribe has a specific surname. So that is why if you go to most government offices in Africa, then they're going to ask you for your surname, not your English name, because you can't tell the tribe from the English name. They're going to ask you who's your surname.
What Demore is saying is so true. And they reinstalled, and let me tell you what Demore is the truth. Because I remember when we had Rumbizar from Zimbabwe, and she said the same shit about she couldn't get cuts her job because she wasn't part of that tribe. I was like, what? You guys took back the country from the white people, got your land back. You're supposed to be united, fought a war together. Yeah, I know. So what? They implement that tribal shit again. And if you ain't part of the tribe, you're not getting this job. You're not getting this position in the government. I was like, Jesus Christ. You go back. So understand, it ain't the best. They even hold themselves by not getting the best talent. You're not supposed to give it. I don't give a shit what tribe you come from. Who's the best? What's the best talent? Who's the best at it? That only works. So it's dysfunctional on its face. You can't have a meritocracy there because nothing works. I got to put my tribe. Man, I don't give a shit about those tribes. Who does the job the most efficiently? Who's the smartest? Who's the best? That's what you want. So I'm not going to loyalty to no stupid tribe. I got loyalty to the country. And see, that's why there's no nationalism in Africa, really. Can't say you're Kenyan. Can't say you're Ghanaian because they tribe comes first. That's why all these other people easily come and infiltrate them. Always the Chinese, the Indian, because there's no national being Kenyan. I'm Kikuyu first.
And that runs through everything. It runs through our politics. For example, if I want to become president in Kenya, then I have to, I have to include a Kikuyu somewhere in my lineup. That is because they are the majority of the tribes. They're not going to vote for you if you do not have, the Kikuyus won't vote for you if you don't have a Kikuyu, either as your deputy or as your president. The same case with the Luos, and I know it happens all over Africa, that it goes to our politics. Our politics are tribal. It goes to how nominations, how people get jobs. You have to be from a certain tribe in order for you to get a certain job.
I want you guys to listen to what the Maury say. This is so backward. This is true. You guys might not think this is true what he's saying. This is mind blowing. What the Maury saying is absolutely 100% true. It is mind blowing. It's kept Africa 500 years behind. It's so damn destructive and fucked up. And the African being so ignorant, he don't even know how to work his way out of it. So he imposes his own poverty by his tribal behavior. You ain't knows that most of the only people on the planet still tribal are Africans. You don't got no tribes in no Asia no more. You got no tribes in here. The African is still the most tribal. That's why the other nations, the people look at these dumbass niggas still talking about tribes. That's why we go and just take over their stupid ass. This is what they say. It's not me. I'm telling you what I've heard. Tell you what they say. I'll openly behind closed door. We can take over them. They're dumb.
It is actually getting better, Keith. In our parents' time, even things like intermarriages are not allowed. I mean, you couldn't marry someone who's not from your tribe. That was unheard of. You bring a girl home, and your parents will ask you what tribe she's from, and then they'll tell you we're not marrying from that tribe. We do not do that.
That's how far. See, this is the sleep mode. See, told you to go back to history and science. We were one people. We knew that. As we fall, you start breaking out to all these different sanctions. So I know what happened. So imagine you say, I'm a different tribe. And the funny part about it, if you know science, you're the same people genetically. Remember, ethnicity is created. I have a fight with Demore, take a group of people, go to this part of Africa and start raising a bunch of people that become a tribe. But genetically,
we're the same people.
Now, Demore could have been my brother, right? We had an argument 1,000 years ago. But 1,000 years in time, I left and created another family, created a tribe. We don't even know each other no more. We can't even go back to the lineage and know that me and Demore were actually blood brothers. But now we're different tribes fighting each other. That's what it is. That's how idiotic it is. Because genetically, say, you go through DNA, take a blood test. I mean, the Kikuyu got the same blood as the Luke. Yeah, moron. I mean, you're absolutely no different. You're the same people. Now, you might got the different traditions because you separated, you do things differently, of course, and you created different languages to separate you. But realistically, you're the same people, moron. Same. That. So no reason for you to hate him because he's a Lou and you're a Kikuyu. You hate it because maybe he done something wrong to you, but not because of some dumb tribe that's artificial. That's made up shit. It's artificial. But see, they're not even educating. That's why education in Africa would be so important. They educate, but like the more say, they keep power, calling these divisions, these tribal divisions. Because their first leader, Jomo, was a wicked ass tribalist, a wicked ass nigga, wicked, corrupt nigga. But most of these African leaders that set up were corrupt, wicked. That's why the Europeans put them in power to be first. So you don't even know, that your first president was corrupt and wicked. He never fought for no independence. All these lies. Jomo was a Mau. You're crazy. He fought against the Mau morons. He was a wicked ass British agent. He fought against the Mau. But you don't know that because the British still got control of the country. So they make this fake history of this dude that's corrupt, come from poverty. You say, well, where did the Kenyattas get their money? They were broke. Oh, the British gave them land and gave them position because they put this goopy nigga in power. That's how they got their money. They wasn't being smart and doing businesses. They were giving businesses. Go ahead, Demore.
And a big shout out to General Mosquito who's just woken up. He's telling me, good rising, Demore.
What tribe? General. I know you don't do try because you think, but tell the truth. What tribe are you from, General? You from the Khan? Or you from the Ashante? What tribe are you from, General? You from the Khan? from the I don't know, I don't know all them goofy tribes in Ghana. So all I know is that Khan, you got the Shante. Which one are you? General? Are you a Shante or you a Khan? You probably another one, but that's only two I really know. Are you a Khan or you a Shante, General? What tribe? You know your tribe, nigga. Don't try to say you don't know it. Who your tribe?
There's one called Dagomba. He might be from the Dagomba tribe.
Yeah, there's a bunch of them, like all of Africa. I don't know. I'm just asking them. I want to see what tribe. I know. I want to know what. I know what tribe he is. So when he goes back to Ghana, they talk to him like from this tribe.
Anyways, a big shout out to General Mosquito who's just joined us. And I was telling you, the worst part is not even people not getting educated. It is the fact that even those who are educated wrongly. I told this story last Saturday. So I went home. I went to the village last week, and when I got to the village, I have
what's the name of your village, Demore?
My village is in the Rift Valley somewhere, a place called Eldoret in the Rift Valley region there. So I went to the village, and when I got there, so I have my sister's daughter stays with my parents. So when I got
you are Khan. I knew it, nigga.
So General Trey saying he is African. So when I got there,
not African. I'm saying, goddamn, what tribe? We know you don't practice tribe. What tribe though? What tribe though? We know you're smart enough to know you're just African, but just give me humor me, General. What tribe? Damn it! That's what I.
He's from the Mosquito tribe, as Jiba Jabba is saying, the Mosquito tribe.
No, we're going to more. Finish your story. So you had to go.
So when I go to the village, I go to the village at about evening time, and so my sister's daughter comes home from school. She's about 7 or 8, and she's holding her arm, and I ask her what is wrong with her arm, and she tells me they've been vaccinated against cervical cancer, so they had to vaccinate all young girls in school. All young girls, I guess below 10 years in Kenya, got vaccinated against cervical cancer. And so I was asking my mom why they allowed her to get vaccinated, and she was telling me they were never even told, one, and two, the head teacher of the school, who's the most educated man in that village, told them that the vaccination was okay. It was to protect the kids. So you see, even the educated ones are really not educated,
Yeah,
and one thing about the people from the village, they're gonna believe what they when they had, so long as the principal has said the vaccine is safe, then they're gonna take his word. So
you think you're Shante. You know you're a Shante, nigga. You think what you think. You know it. You think you're a Shante. You know you're a Shante. You know it. You know your so you don't practice it, but you know it, General Mosquito. Come on. You don't practice it, but you know it. You know you're a Shante. Stop faking. You know you're in the Shante tribe, nigga. But anyway, I think you don't think you know. I think I'm a Shante. You know. But anyway,
it's not just a question of education, kid. It is a question of having education that helps the people. Education. I was reading. I read the letter of King Leopold to the missionaries in Congo, and part of one paragraph said, "Teach the Africans how to read, but not how to reason." And they did that so well. That is why most Africans know how to read, but they do not know how to reason. I mean, a doctor will come and just inject vaccines on kids. An African doctor will vaccinate African kids and not question anything. Question, what is this vaccination that I'm vaccinating my people?
That's why the ignorance is so dangerous, Demore. Because you can't even say that because they're on YouTube, man. I'm gonna say the sheet so bad. Those VACCINEs are something different.
Just censor it.
Huh?
Just censor it. Don't say it as it is.
I'm not. That's what I'm saying. They are a deeper program, and they've caused havoc throughout Africa on purpose. And that's how the doctors. It's dangerously scary growing up in Africa because your public officials or the doctor, they don't know shit.
Do you know how crazy it is that all girls below 10 years in Kenya got vaccinated against cervical cancer?
Yeah, because that's stupid. Family, you don't get cancer, family. Cancer, you're born with cancer cells, family. Your cancer cells come from your diet and your environment. Now, through herb, no one will ever get cancer. You'll never get cancer, family, ever. The reason, and you don't cure poison by taking poison. That's the European mindset. And so that means the government, you're just wide open. You have no protection from your moronic government. They're told to do this and they do it. Now, most countries will start understanding, they've also outlined these BACCIN because they're dangerous towards the people. They're not ideal. Now, how the hell you going to have, you never had cancer till the white man showed up. You don't even know that no more because, like I said, there's a bad education. Where did cancer come from? You never had it in Africa. Didn't exist. All of a sudden now you got cancer. If you told your old ways were wrong, obviously that's a lie. And somebody's coming to give you, and I'm telling you, all those girls' lifespan are going to be shortened. You just the fact. What it does study the shit.
I was asking this question on my other show. You know, Africa is a country that nothing works. You know, we at the beginning of the show saying how people died because fire trucks did not have fuel to go put out the fire. I mean, in Africa, nothing works. Not the hospitals. Nothing works in Africa, but one thing that never fails to work is vaccinations. Okay. You go to a hospital and you don't find a vaccine, but you'll go and not find painkillers, you know. In a continent that nothing works.
So there you go. Just think of why. How's that possible? Exactly. Like how's that possible tomorrow? How's that possible?
Not the roads, not the leaders, nothing, but vaccination works.
And tomorrow's not going to say that. But it's on TikTok all the time. Exactly. That's on purpose. Nothing's not supposed to work. Africa's supposed to be an extraction colony to make sure everybody else in the world stays rich. So everybody else can't stay rich unless the African stays in poverty. They build every African people's backs. And so if I keep you ignorant, you don't know that. You just see on YouTube, oh, look at that, because everybody's got the internet now on their phone. Look how everybody else lives. They got good roads and real schools. That's why Africans are flooding out the continent, trying to get the hell out of there. Because they can see it now. How the hell? Everybody living like this around the world, we all fuck. They don't know. They like should have been taught how to think that. The reason why everybody lives good like that, because you're being exploited of your resources, of your labor. That's why the rest of the world looks like it is, and Africa looks like it is. It's on purpose. The exploitation of the richest continent on the planet, when the people are kept in poverty, so they have no ideal that the first of all, they're the richest continent. They have no ideal that how things work. So, you know, this makes the Europeans and now the Asians have now gotten to the project, makes them so happy that they can the theft, the graft, and now they got to the point that they want to come in and steal the whole continent. Now,
and Rati says Gambia is definitely in shambles right now. The level of corruption is insane, and he had said,
I don't know how much. Demore's talking to his cousin over there. It's in shambles. I'm saying, Demore must ain't be talking to his cousin. What else are you talking to your cousin, Demore?
You know, he tells me the currency is too powerful for Kenya. You know, one of the I don't know the Gambian said or something.
Demore, the poverty rate in Gambia is worse than Kenya. Worse.
Yeah.
So your cousin's talking crazy talk. So see, they make me honest. He's talking.
I need to know she's suffering there.
Yeah, you're better. Yeah, she's suffering. You're better. What's the average? What's the average Gambian salary? But it's in shambles. The criminal element is so bad now, so corrupt. Can you even call it a government anymore?
And the funny part is, or their currency is called the Gambian Dalasi. The funny part is, Gambia is about the population of Gambia is about the population of Nairobi.
Yeah,
it is a small.
Oh yeah, it's too small. That's why I tell African Americans don't move back, don't move to Gambia. It's a finite thing of resources. When they come and see you buying the things that they can afford, is going to cause jealousy and resentment. They don't have no jealousy and resentment about the white people in the Chinese movement because black people, especially Africans, are tribal, they're moronic. Any other black thing, the hatred that you've been given through colonization, they're going to hate other black people. If you got the Chinese in there buying up land in the Gambia, got businesses, they don't care about that. They like to be subjugated by as long as they're not being subjugated by black people. You know, they think they're being subjugated by other black people. You got the Lebanese in there, you got the Chinese in there, you got Indian in there. They the ones own all the shop. Gambians don't own shit.
So apparently Gambia's president is called Adama Barrow. So apparently Gambia is a country of about 2.something million people, and they say 1.2 million people out of the 2 million are chronically poor.
Yeah, chronically. And then the other ones are poor too. The 2 million are all poor. The more. It's not the 1.2. All of them. All the niggas is poor. So I don't know what your cousin talking about. She's smoking a lot of marijuana over there.
Gambian weed, taking Gambian weed probably.
Yeah, smoking some weed over there. I don't know what. Drink a lot of Gambian alcohol. I don't know that stuff that Joey was talking about. That she drink a lot of that cough syrup, going crazy.
And Rati had told me Keith, Mali and Burkina Faso have just come up with a new currency. And I was talking about this last week, and I was saying, with all the talk about Africa having a common currency, right now, with the current infrastructure and system, a common currency will not work for Africa, because if Africa decided to have a common currency right now, then they'd probably tell the African Development Bank to be in charge of it.
No, and they know.
Just a minute, kids. Just a minute. One thing I'm sure is, if African Development Bank or I don't know the AU is gonna be in charge of the new currency, they are going to sabotage it because they do not.
It's not an African thing then. Shout out to Mom and Kenny for joining. That's right. You guys join together because this is going to be the way forward. Because all other African nations are going to look like how the hell these guys are making it. Remember, they were now those three countries are the fastest growing economies in Africa. They now start taking control of their economy, control the resources, and they go like Ibrahim Torres said, we're going to educate our people. Finally, going to get real education, not lies, not. You have to know the importance of who you are, how our country works. So see this part, that's why he's getting assassination attempts every other day. Was it 2 weeks ago they tried to kill him again? A week ago, they're going to continue to try to keep killing him because if this spreads to Africa, the people finally go from the bottom to the top because you're the richest people on the planet. Actually, if you get the stuff that, like, you got what was it, cobalt or coltan found in Kenya now? Now imagine you had cobalt. Was the coltan found in Kenya? Which one was it?
I'll confirm that, and I'm already worried if they found that in Kenya.
Yeah, they found it. Found it in six counties. I mean, you see your government official say, "We've now found coltan or cobalt." One of them. You know how dangerous this is for ignorant community. That kind of precious resource. The government's going to come and promise white people that we'll let you mine it. Don't you give us $2? Don't you give us our government officials? Give us our kickback money. We'll let you mine and steal all the resources out of the ground. That's these things have been developed in Africa. So I think it's coltan or cobalt. Let me see. I got them on my computer. What's been found?
I think it was cobalt.
Cobalt. Yeah, I think it's cobalt. Yeah. Let me see.
And yes,
found in Kenya recently.
In 2021.
Check out these pictures.
No, not cobalt. Let me see. No.
And as Keith is looking, at
Hold on, give me a chance. Give me a second. Be talking, you're missing my Google search. Damn, hold on. Shit. It's doing it by itself. Damn it. Come on. Hold on. Hey, Google, was cobalt you found in Kenya?
These pictures should match.
Okay.
It was coltan. Was it coltan? It was coltan, Keith.
Yeah. Yeah, I wasn't sure if it's cobalt or coltan. They did, yeah, because they took me straight.
That is used in making mobile phones and laptops.
Yeah, they took me straight to damn Congo for the cobalt. Okay, yeah, so it's coltan. So coltan was I knew it was one of coltan or cobalt. I wasn't
It was,
exactly.
yeah,
So
coltan was found in 6 counties.
yeah, so coltan was found. So you
Mhm.
know how dangerous it is. Whenever you got minerals, and it depends on how much was found. If it's great deposits of it, there's always destabilization in Africa. You're gonna start seeing, oh, it's a terrorist group there. The terrorist group just comes from nowhere. It's a terrorist group. There's a terrorist group now. The Islamic terrorists, Al Shabaab, is now.
You'll hear of the Nairobi resistant movement or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. Well, all these 6 counties, they got these gifted moves with advanced weaponry, but nobody got no job to buy this shit. Everybody got these weapons and shit called destabilizing the community.
As I was saying, if we want to have a common currency, then we will need first to change the infrastructure and the systems, because a common currency under the current Bretton Woods system that runs Africa will not work.
But that's what they're doing. They're getting out. That's why they're going to try to assassinate these guys. They're getting out of the Bretton Woods Accord. None of that stuff works. Everybody left ECOWAS, another European organization for West Africa. They left it. So now they understand that's what you do as a country. You would create your own currency, and you don't allow them to come down and say, we're going to devalue your currency. The fuck you will. You're not devaluing. You're not devaluing my currency. That's what they did with Africa through Bretton Woods. They're going to devalue my currency, and everything comes from me. Because these puppets, we're going to give you some millions. We're like, fuck your people. Yeah, give me some millions and fuck the rest of my people. I'll let you devaluate my currency. Like Nigeria is a powerhouse. Nigeria is supposed to be one of the richest countries on the planet.
Its currency is in the bottom 10 of the list. You know, the currency is one of the worst in Africa right now.
Yeah. Nigeria is supposed to be a powerhouse. But these niggas are so backwards, so corrupt, so messed up that they've allowed the white man to come in this completely. They got you guys with the tribal. You think tribal? Nigeria's on another level with that tribal shit. I think Nigeria's the worst tribal shit I've seen in the whole continent. It's the worst. So first of all, you can't. Nigeria should be probably the richest country on the planet as far as the people, your numbers, your resources, because you got some of the best educated people outside the continent in the world. There's no excuse for Nigeria. That's why Nigeria go back 20 years ago before they started propping up China. Nigeria's economy was better than China's, but there's a hand, unseen hand to make sure Nigeria does not. It was always skipped. Nigeria becomes a power and throughout the rest of Africa.
That is why it is always battling the Boko Harams and a lot of other things. Apparently, right now, 10 US dollars is about 10,000 Nigerian naira. 10 US dollars is 10,000.
Wow.
Yeah, that is how.
Now your currency is garbage because they put these puppets in there. You got those your oil production, your mineral production, educational levels. You got no excuse, Nigeria, but you got too many moronic Negroes running the country on purpose. There's no, and I shout to cats on TikTok. I've been saying white people in Alabama, how's Nigeria draped in poverty? Well, it should be one of the richest countries, not in Africa, on the planet. Not in Africa, on the planet. Nigeria should be 10 times richer than fucking China. Easily. And it used to be, but easily. But it was stopped. It was destroyed by the Europeans. These systems are so intricately wicked, you know. And they kept that tribal shit going in Nigeria on that crazy stuff. You got now in Lagos, you got the Yoruba attacking the Igbo. The Igbo people tearing down their houses, kicking them out. It's absolutely insane.
So apparently, if these are some of the minerals you'll find in Nigeria, and the question should not even be the minerals you'll find. It is what mineral will you not find in Nigeria? You know, they have coal, they have natural gas, they have iron ore, they have lead, they have tin, they have gold, they have limestone, they have gypsum, they have even minerals I've never heard of. What is calcium? But now, you know, it is so poor. Nigeria is so poor that no country wants to see Nigerians in their country anymore. I mean, look at what happened with South Africa. They're almost getting kicked out of Kenya with the killing Kenyan women and everything. It is so poor that Nigerians have run away from Nigeria and gone to other African countries, and now they're getting chased back to Nigeria.
Yeah, until you get your ass out of here. So Nigeria.
Nobody wants to see them anymore.
Yeah, because you can't run. Africans have been run away instead of led. Listen, governments got to be overthrown. You got to have revolution. You can't run away from your responsibility. Fix your country. It's like I said, what Demore just mentioned. Everybody knows you don't even got the right to be poor as a Nigerian. You means you're a moron. You don't got the right to be in power.
And now nobody wants to see them. Everybody is telling them, get the hell out of here with your jowl of rice.
Yeah, because it's scamming.
Go back to darkness.
He said with jollof rice. They're not the only one with jollof rice. I love Nigeria got the jollof. You got jollof rice in Senegal and Guinea and Gambia and hell, your cousins eating that jollof rice shit. They got a shit in Ivory Coast and Ghana. Nigeria, they eat that jollof rice shit. But anyway, yeah, they being kicked out, and that might be a good thing. You got to go home and form a revolution. You should, as the African giant, you're going to have to act like a giant. But I told people, the Nigerians are so coonish, so backward, so white loving. The revolution in Africa is not going to come from them. Their minds are too fucked up. They come from them. They'll run you over to lick a white man's ass. Let me lick all the doodle out your ass, master. So
and kid, you know, when you talk about Africans, the moral decay and the loss of values, and you know, Nigeria has to be up there because let's just speak the truth. Nigerians are one of the most corrupt people you'll ever see. You know, come to Kenya and look at go to any African country. They're the one running the drug empires. They're the ones running the illegal trades. You know, I don't know what is wrong with them. And that is why South Africa kicked them out. That is why they're getting kicked out of Kenya. I don't know which other country kicked them out.
But you're exactly right. But just look at this way tomorrow. They're just industrious, and they've been pushed to that level because they've now been allowed to actually practice real industries within Nigeria because they refuse to fight. So they find the underbelly of society where they can make industries that are considered illegal. Because really the biggest drug dealers on the planet are white people. The CIA runs the drugs, all the major drugs in the world. So they have just show you black people, brown people. Oh, look at these cartels. When they really run the shit, the more the British Empire. I told you look at the opium drug wars when the British Empire was purposely selling drugs to the Chinese to try to enslave their ass and take over China. Just look at something about the opium drug wars with Britain. So we're gonna infect these slanty-eyed bastards with this drug, so we get them all high. Fuck. That's the fact. You look it up. That's the truth. We're gonna get. That's right. Alcohol. I try to tell Africa. I think not just Africa, all amount African people. I think alcohol and drug consumption is so high within the black community globally that if I keep you anesthetized, you won't fight against your poverty. You should be. I'm drunk all the time. High all the time. That's a mechanism of coping, a coping mechanism. Instead of you do what you really have to do and overthrow government and take power. So you better drink and stay high. That's why they're implemented in all black communities. everywhere. See, I didn't know. Like I told you, I said, "Wow, Africans are fucked up like we are. They drink all the time." What? I didn't even know. I didn't know that until I was learning. I didn't know. I said, "Wow, it's a drinking culture over here." I didn't even. I said, "This white man, quickeningly brilliant. This is some." Because when I went to Australia, they ain't shit in the black community in Australia. See, the original Africans that own that country, the Australians, know they came African 100,000 years ago. I went to that community. It was struck out on drugs and alcohol because of the conditions were so bad. So it was a coping mechanism.
Because the other major reason why most majority of Africa is drunk is, you earn $2 a day and you wonder what development, what can I do with my $2? So I'll eat $1 and drink the other one.
You're hopeless. Yeah, so you're growing up in hopelessness. You grow up in hopelessness. And you're like, damn, this is a vicious cycle, because if I got a country of drunks and weed heads, you remember one morons on TV pushing weed. I got a country of drunks and weed heads. You'll never get out of poverty. You'll never fight for what's yours. You too stoned out your mind and too drunk.
I came to realize that poverty is a whole industry in Africa. It is a whole industry. Whole industry feeds so many people, including our politicians. They will never want to change this, because then if we have money, we are not going to be gullible as we are, we are not going to buy the lies. But now, because they approach us and we are at a point of desperation, then it is easier for us to buy the lies. We become gullible. But once somebody gets the financial independence, then they'll be able to see through your lies. And that is why financial independence will never really be achieved with the current breed of leaders, because they want things to be like this. They want Kibera to remain a slum so that they can get somewhere to run to each and every day. They want Lagos to have slums so that they can have somewhere to run to when they need people to lie to.
Explain yourself this tomorrow. There were never no slums in Africa to the white man. Where did slums come from? Never any slums in Africa ever. All these slums and what came through colonialization, all of them. That's why you got Joby's looking at all the slums and everything. I said, Joby, it's not just Kenya. Every African, she went through all the African. Joby went through all these African countries: Angola, Nigeria, Ghana, the Ivory Coast. Man, yeah, every African country. These big wicked slums. On purpose, they were never there. Like I said, if you keep people desperate and ignorant, the more the rule.
And another reason there are slums everywhere. We were with you here when I was reading the loan proposal from Uganda. They were asking for a loan from the IMF, and then there are the details, the particulars. And one of the particular in one of the loans, one of the big loans was ending FGM in slums. And you wonder, how is a loan being taken to end FGM in slums? So most of these slums are actually cash cows. They milk, they're going to take loans, to improve sanitation in Kibera. And none of the money is ever going to get to Kibera. They're cash cows for them.
I'm asking you, who owns the slum? How's somebody paying rent in a slum? Who owns the slum? How's that possible? Who are they paying rent to, Demore?
Apparently, they are landowners of the slums. They are people, they are cartels who own the slums, who owns sales of lands.
How can you own the slums, Demore? That shit was just built up. People just built that shit haphazardly themselves.
So apparently, this is what happened. So most of the slums are in illegal settlements. Land that belongs to the railway, land that belongs to a certain school, land that belongs to Nairobi National Park. So apparently some powerful people steal the land and build houses over there, and then so people move in and start paying rent. You see, if you yourself went and build a structure in a Kenya Railways farm, they are going to come and demolish it. So apparently there are powerful people who can cut corners, with corruption, and get a Kenya Railways shamba. Shamba is a farm, and build mabati structures over there. A slum, they pay about 1,000 bob in rent. That is about less than $5 in rent.
I know, I get it. But I'm saying,
Mhm.
who are they paying rent to?
The ones who grabbed the land.
Like, who owns the slum?
The cartels.
You're like, what? It's a slum. No, you won't pay no rent. It's free because it's a slum. And then you think, yeah, I gotta pay my rent. Pay your rent to who?
You'll get kicked out of a slum, kid, if you don't pay rent.
This is absolutely so mind blowing and crazy. Like, who owns the goddamn slum?
And I don't think people really understand how these slums look like. I think I'm gonna have one of my shows in Mukuru kwa Ruben and just show how this, they don't have even proper, they are not toilets. There's no sanitation first.
No,
When they build the slums, they don't include sanitation. They just build structures. You have to sort yourself out with the toilets and how you shower. It's up to you.
It is a bastion of disease.
Mm-hmm.
It's disease waiting to happen. So I'm like saying, who am I paying my rent to? Who owns the fucking slum? How can you own a slum? No, because it's just the makeshift structures that's been built over top of shit through years. It's like,
I wish you knew how rich the people who own the slums are, because one person will own like 200 structures, each bringing him $5 a month.
I know what I'm saying. I know what I'm saying. But he the one that built the shit? Did he build the makeshift shit?
Yeah, he built it. He built the makeshift structure.
So he the one built it, and all that shit is raggedy as hell. The government at the beginning should have tore all that shit down when it first started, but it started under white people first, and so it became massive, too big. It's first of all, it's a sanitational eco. It's crazy. As an African leader, that would be your first thing to do: tear all that shit down and build proper housing for your people, if you care.
But they never do that. That will be ruining their industry. Somebody
in the government is making money because they're paying the government to allow these slums to exist, because it's absolutely crazy. It don't make any sense. I think this thing allowed to exist. You wouldn't even. That shit is a disease bomb. You couldn't. That's a disease bomb waiting to happen. It's disease. You have your cholera, all kind of shit, because no sanitation. People not bathing correctly up in there. Man, hey, don't date no woman from Kibera. She got a nasty coochie.
And so if you want to know why the slums are never going to end, so apparently a few months ago we had Jill Biden come to Kenya. Jill Biden, that is your first lady, come to Kenya. And so when she came to Kenya, the first place she was taken to was Kibera. She was taken to a church service in Kibera. And when she went back to the US, the first thing that she did was send donation. She sent about 16 billion in terms of donation.
These wretched niggas living like they 200 years ago. Look who can live in these kind of conditions. We must send money. Look at these wretched, like this. It's a business. Look at all these poor, wretched, dumb bastards. So when the rest of the world sees, they're like, God damn, who the fuck would live like that? Huh? And then it also puts a blight on black people globally. Like, man, these morons can't even build proper housing. That was like,
and in the poverty porn, the way they spread it, they always make sure they get malnourished kids with flies. I think the flies are usually paid actors because of the flies.
Everybody look at that sick man. These niggas got flies on their faces. Stop them. About that. See that image. That's why they always tell you when you're American, hey, you can go back to Africa, nigga. You better get your mind right. We can send you back to Africa. Don't send me back there, boss. Don't send me back to Africa, please.
It is true that people in Africa are poor, but they ain't no one with 5 flies on their face. Those are paid actors. They get flies from Hollywood or something because I do not understand how the flies pose for the camera. Anyway, moving on to, we've been talking about philosophies, and now we need to talk about African science before we end the show.
That's where they film it. The more they take a young Jovita. Come here, little girl. Like, oh, it's some Zuko. Come here. We're gonna put these little things on your face. What are these? These are flies. So smile. Around. Look at this poor, wretched African girl with the flies. We need donations to help her out. You know,
you people in the West, and especially even the Africans in the diaspora, when you see these pictures, you donate to these organizations, and the money never gets to Africa. You just enrich the organization.
Exactly. It's a wicked scam. Exactly. I used to donate, and that's why I stopped. That's because I learned that. I used to donate. Oh man, I said all these donations, these shit don't never get no better. Where the money going? Why is everybody still all hooked up with these flies? Why flies? No, see, why are there always flies landing on their head? What's going on with all these flies on the face? Real propaganda work. That's why you're technology. So what's with all these flies?
I mean, there's no food. They say there's no food, and flies cannot survive without food. What do the flies eat?
Exactly. We don't think like that. Exactly. That's rational. We always see. You know, we think of a poor, impoverished. You know, they're so hungry. The more they can't squat the flies off their face. They're too weak. The more they're starving. That what they. Swear to God, these are commercials they used to give us. The more they say, look at the poor girl. The flies, these guys, these kids, the flies are just they're too hungry. They can't even wipe the flies off their face because the malnourishment. The more I
hear they even ask for your change. When you buy things, they ask you, do you want to donate 2 sheep, $2 to save kids?
Change for starving kids in Africa. Starving kids. So it became a trope. Like, eat all your food. You know this kid starving in Africa. Okay, mama. You remember that? You know you heard that trope, Jibber Jabber. Eat all your food. You got starving kids in Africa. How dare you don't eat your food? You got starving kids in Africa. I heard that my whole life growing up. Starving kids in Africa? Damn, it's fucked up. Then you see those commercials. Then you got the commercials with the flies. You got the little kids out there with the flies on their face. They're too hungry. The move away the flies. Like, damn, shit's fucked up in Africa. So that propaganda worked on black people and white people. That's why white people tell you, hey, you don't like it here, you take your ass back to poor ass Africa. Take your ass back to Africa, nigga. Like, damn,
okay. And it also worked on Africans in this way. You know, we believed that we were supposed to be poor because of the conditioning that we saw on TV and everywhere, and so we believe that as an African, I'm supposed to be poor. You know, if I don't have flies on my face, but I don't have food, then I'll be like, I'm better off. I mean, I'm starving, but I don't have flies on my face. So, you know, that is what happens. The conditioning, and now we believe, we do not question anymore. We do not question why we do not have food. We say, at least I don't have flies on my face. And
that's so heinous and wicked on its face, but it's so true with the voice saying, you know, I might be poor, but I don't got flies all on my damn face at least. Thank God. Yeah. So praise Jesus. Praise Jesus.
And that is why we do not question our leaders, we do not question corruption, because we think at least we are better than, you know, the bar is too low. The bar in Africa is too low. So we do not question anymore. And that is why every African wants to get the hell out of Africa. That is why they are going to work in farms, even in Israel, because if you look at the images of Israel that are portrayed in the media and everywhere, you think that it is this beautiful place. And then you look at Africa, it is this place where you wake up to fight with flames. And now you want to get the hell out of Africa.
Yeah, because Israel is a modern country. Exactly. It came and stole the land and modernized it too. Yeah, it was $19 a month. You remember that, Demore? You remember Sally Fields? Her fat ass, when she first started doing that commercial, she was skinny, right? Let me see. I'm on YouTube. Let me go to YouTube. They can see shit my video. In the beginning, she was skinny, right? She was real fat, and people said, "Damn, she must be eating all the money herself because it's getting better." She's donations. Yeah, but she was real fat, talking about the poor kids in Africa. In the beginning, she was real skinny, Demore, because he was doing that for 20 years. 20 years she was on TV commercials. Only $19 a month to help this lady. Then, like, she would pan to an African kid with flies on their face. This African little bastard here, he could eat every cent is $19 a month, and he can get the flies off his goddamn face. Got 20 years into that, she was all big and fat. so it used to be a commercial, used to be a joke. Damn, maybe she's eating the goddamn kids now. What the hell? She's eating them. She's eating. Hold on, we got to.
You should share that video, kid.
I'm gonna share. Hold on, give me a second. We gotta do this. We got. I know they got the. I know. Let me go YouTube.
And as we are looking for that video, the last thing that we are going to talk about after the video is African science and spirituality. With the emergence of the big pharma, and Africans used to have their medicine, they used to have their science, they used to have their herbs. They never really relied on the big pharmas and the Western corporations that do not really look into curing or helping you as a sick person. They don't treat you as a patient, they treat you as a customer.
Yeah,
so we are gonna finish the show with that, with African science and spirituality, and why African science and spirituality is under attack. Right now, any African healer is labeled a witch, is labeled a witch doctor.
Because it works. That's why. Because it works. That's why.
So we're gonna finish the show with that after the feed.
I'm trying to get my YouTube is slow as hell. Shit.
And let me read the comments first as we are looking for that. And Jiba Jaba says they pay to them. They pay to them Baba. The slum dwellers pay them Baba rent. And he says they have muscles and can get away with it. Yeah, the cartels, they have muscles and can corrupt their way, and that is how the slums mushroom. They can pay bribes, and now nobody will come after them. And he goes on to say, is there slum tourism for white people? Yeah, there is a whole industry, the whole poverty porn industry in Kenya, and that is why whenever we say I don't know who came to Africa, the first place that they go to is the slums. They don't even know about Kenya. They think that Africa is the same country. So they'll say they went to Africa and they help, I don't know who. That is why, and that is why you saw Mr. Beast come and say, I built 50 wells in Africa. He doesn't even know there is Kenya. He knows, but he pretends to not know that Africa is not a country, talking about building 50 wells in Africa. And it is crazy, this whole poverty porn industry. It is a whole industry in Africa that people make use of, earn a lot of money from it. And going on to African spirituality, the big question is, years ago we used to have Africans who would even communicate with God, with the Creator. For example, in my where I come from, we had a prophet. His name was Mugo Akibiru. So he had a prophet in 1817, and he prophesied that he was a seer. We did not used to call them prophets; we'd call them seers. He said that there will come a tribe of people without skin, That is what he said. That was in 18 something. He said a tribe of people without skin is going to come to Africa and they'll have sticks that spit fire. And so he had been shown that the white man would come to Africa, and when he saw the white man, he could not fathom the image of a white person, and so he said a tribe of people without skin. He saw them as people without skin, and he said they would have sticks that spit fire. He was referring to the guns, because he had never seen a gun in his life. And so we used to have people we used to have even rainmakers. They would make rain. They would communicate with, yeah, but we no longer have that anymore.
That's right. That's work, because it is. You understand the science behind it. Not doing any witch doctor. That's understand manipulating the magnetic field of your environment that you can control weather. These are facts. But now the Africans, oh, this was evil. This was you president witch doctoring. No, moron. It's you being attached to nature. Because you're the closest thing to God on the planet. These are things you're supposed to be able to do. It's natural. Okay, let me show you the first. Let me show you the original. Let me show you the original. I'm gonna show you the joke one. Let me see. I'm gonna show you the main commercial. I'm gonna show you the one where they made a joke about the shit. So I'm gonna share my screen real quick. Just a second. I'm gonna show you guys the original. Then we're gonna do the parody one of it. So this one. So this one she was still skinny, but we'll do this one right here. We'll do the original. Then we go to the parody one. We'll do this one first.
Before he ate the kids.
Yeah,
before he ate the kids.
Yeah, see if I can go to this one. Let me know when you guys see my screen.
Yeah, we can see it.
Okay. My internet is slow as hell. Shit. Oh, you poor wretched niggas.
Are you in Nigeria?
Yeah, I must be.
The duel beyond that rifle.
From the beginning. Why did we no. What is this? Go with this. Wait. My internet slow as hell. 10 million third world children won't live to see this. Look at how these niggas live. Look at this. See how they live. See how these niggas live. Oh, people age these poor starving niggas. Dumb peeps. Happy birthday, niggas.
Misery for the last 17 years. Have I finally gotten used to this after the human being?
So now there's some Indian country. Usually in Africa. Look at how these niggas live. Like, damn, I don't want to be fucked up like that.
What country was that she was filming from?
I don't know that. Yeah, that's right. She started the bird from Africa, going to these other countries. I think she's like in Indonesia somewhere. I don't know. You know, tears. You don't
make the angels cry.
With the angels cry. See, now remember they don't do this no more because they found her whole organization was a scam. Like Demore said, none of this money she did it for 20. Remember, she was 17 years now, but in it she was all fat and shit. She was like, none of these kids got none of the money that she was doing these commercials for like 25 years. They found her this whole Christian shit was a scam. So they don't believe none of that Jesus shit they tell these other morons. It was making millions of dollars of people's donations a year. And they would just go, this is what you call poverty porn. Look at these dumb niggas. I mean, look at these dumb bastards. Look at them.
Yes, you can.
Yeah, 1-800, $19.
I've given 17 years of my life to child care, and I'll give 100 more.
100 more.
70 cents a day, and the time
70 cents a day, $19 a month.
Your 70 cents will put one of these otherwise doomed boys or
one of these doomed kids. But see, I get used this in Africa. She did medicine for these dumb black bastards. Now the parody's gonna show you the truth, right? Let me get it. The parody's gonna show you the one in Africa. That's where she was always at. Let me go back. The parody was she was always in Africa. I never seen that one. Usually she here you go. Here go the parody. Here go parody. Because it was a scam.
And now you thought people in Africa are never going to get to that.
See, there you go. See, she got all fat.
Slowly wasting away.
This the parody, y'all. Waste away these poor dumb bastards.
They're underfed.
They're
hungry. Their lives slowly wasting away because they haven't gotten move. I'm down, brother. The price of an apple.
Is y'all fat?
You can help feed someone who can afford to feed himself. Meals are free, they're nourishing, and best of all, they're pretty darn
That is
good.
a cool character right behind.
They're making fun of her eating because now she got all fat. Because she was skinny in the beginning. By the end of the 20 years, she was all big and fat. Now she's stealing the people's food.
Oh,
The Feed the Planet Foundation is
Feed the
totally
Planet.
tax-deductible.
Yeah.
Think of it. You're reaching out and you're giving these people hope.
Oh,
And I love them. Please send your donation today. Just remember, $15 a month, the price of a Grand Slam breakfast and $10. You can give these people the sustenance that they know so desperately need. Please try to hurry, though. I've been here for 6 months, and these people just seem to be getting hungrier and hungrier. Remember, for just $180 a year, the price of a 12 buckets of chicken and a super big old Dr. Pepper.
big old Dr. Pepper.
Give it to me.
You can go feed. Yeah, you get all big and fat. They say shit. She got
this is what they mean when they say art mirrors the society, because whatever she's joking about is what really happens. Only that they don't steal food, they steal money now and steal in plenty. And Jiba Jaba says UNICEF only gives 15%.
Yeah, you understand that fake UN organization that you give money. I don't give money to none of it no more. It's all scam. They keep all. It's the way that Europeans figured out a way, like Demore said, to make money off poverty, but they don't give no money. We helping these dumb niggas. None of that money goes to them. It's an industry. These NGOs are making millions of dollars lying to people. That's why Sally Field shit was so fun. Remember, she was all nice and slim in the beginning. Look at these poor dumb niggas. They're starving. They're hungry. Can you give them $19 a day? Nothing. It costs you less than a bucket of KFC chicken. She didn't say that. It's less than a bucket. If KFC used to come a bucket. It's less than a bucket of KFC chicken to feed these poor dumb bastards. So she was skinny. By the end of 20 years, she was all fat. To feed. Sally Field eating these motherfuckers.
And you people believe that most people in Africa won't reach 30?
Yeah. We believe that most Africans are starving. That's what they showed us. Same way you guys believe we was all criminals and rap thugs and rapping and criminals. I don't even know how to rap. We're all rapping, yeah. Get my gun, drink my alcohol, and all that straight. I've never done none of that shit on no rap video. I don't know none of that crazy stuff. But that is how.
It is true that some Africans are starving. And for example, in Kenya, we have an area called Turkana. In Ethiopia, we have an area. There are Africans who are genuinely in need of help. But I always say help ceases to be help once a camera is pulled out. That becomes content, you know. If you are helping without the cameras, then that is genuine help. But the moment a camera flashes out, then that is no longer help. That is content.
Yeah, because you're not trying to get. Look at me. Look what I'm doing with these poor niggas. Come here, nigga. I'm feeding like Mr. Beast. Like, yeah, Mr. Beast. If he wanted to help, he'd do it in silence. He did that. He's making how much money he's made off that YouTube shit? Millions of dollars. So no, he's not coming. Look at me. And then you always go, why don't you go to some other country, help some other people? Why don't you go to Europe, help some Europeans? No, look at these poor dumb niggas. I gave them well. You got the Africans all lined up, looking all stupid. Yeah, Mr. White Man. Yeah, you got the kids lined up as in school uniform as the white man's their savior. A lot of people love that. That's right. It's the white man has come to save us, poor wretched niggas. We don't know how to dig wells and give water to our own people. We need to. It's the the white man, yeah. So it doubles down on the ignorance of poverty form by making white people feel good. Damn, look at the beast got to go in 2022 and build wells for these wretched ass niggas who can't do nothing for themselves. Wow. Yeah, so it keeps the superiority thing going ingrained. It keeps black people with a black inferiority because why didn't the Kenyan government do that years ago? And forget the well, why don't you build pipes that would enter the school? I don't want to go. I don't want my kids to go no goddamn well. I'm paying you tax money. Why I go in the school, there's a faucet and it's coming out my clean water. I put my cup underneath the faucet and the water goes. I don't want to go no damn well, no 2023.
I mean, we even have slums there. We have slums in Camden, in New Jersey. Why don't you start there? Why don't you go and help those ones first before?
Yeah. Why don't you help them? Because it doesn't make as much money tomorrow. You must say, look at these poor rich niggas over in Camden, New Jersey.
Why not start with Camden before you come to Camden?
Look at these poor niggas in Brooklyn, New York. Look at these poor people on the streets of Los Angeles. Because that make money and it doesn't promote white supremacy. Doesn't support me being a white man. And ain't nobody in Brooklyn gonna be like, oh, Mr. White Man, thank you. Everybody lined up in their uniforms tomorrow, like, oh, the white man, oh, he's the white man.
The white savior mentality.
Exactly. He's not going to get that. But now
it is so deep that they make everything good, white, and everything evil, black. You know, that is why they talk of blackmailing, black sheep of the black sheep of the family.
Everything black is bad. Exactly. That's in their own dictionary.
Why is it not the white sheep of the family? Why is it not called black white mailing?
Because we got conquered tomorrow. We're living under their system. It used to be, you go back ancient times, like you're doing ancient, black was always good. It was the highest form of everything. It was called the perfect black. You know, Osiris is called Lord of the perfect black. So they took all our teachers and inverted them and made now white is on top. White is better. So they're not going to say, they're not going to make themselves look bad once they conquered everybody. They're going to make the dictionary white ball instead of black. You're going to get black ball, nigga. It's not called white ball. They're right. They're going to make everything black bad. Exactly. You're black ball. You're black male. Black sheep. Everything. So
why is it not a white sheep or something, or a purple sheep or something? The purple sheep of the family.
Nah, because I put up a racial hierarchy scheme on the planet. Black is on the bottom, so that's what it's going to be. That's what you then you grow up in the system. And I realize it's a complete system globally. You're like, why? So you're being indoctrinated as a child to self-hate yourself. That's how wickedly brilliant that shit is. You go to school just learning languages and don't even know that it's catered against you. What? Everything black is bad. And you think if you're not smart, like you say, you're not been taught how to reason, the more you would think everything black is bad when actually everything black is actually good. You being black is a blessing. They made it a curse. You being black is actually a blessing. It's the blessing of the creator. You'll think it's a curse because you're growing up in a system where everything is anti-black. Our hair is fucked up. Oh, your hair is kinky. Your hair is kinky and fucked up. Yeah, you got big lips. You got shit. African women got big, beautiful lips. I love it.
That's the reason even in their religion, the devil is black as hell. And Jesus is all white and everything.
So exactly, explain it. So how can a being that you can't see be black? Why is the devil black? The more, because that's their scam. They said exactly. The devil is black.
Black as hell.
The devil is supposed to be an unseen spirit that you couldn't see. God is positive motherfucking black. But see, exactly. And their God is white. He's the white snow.
The angels are white.
All the angels are white. Exactly. Oh, you can't even go to your religion and feel good.
phones are all black and they look like.
So now
Yeah.
angels, right? So that's why you got. That's why you have. So then now you got an unnatural love for your oppressor. You have a love and you got a hate, and that's psychologically. So now you hate. Like I told people, like in the game, they'd be upset that black people come in and buy and build. That's psychological in your mind because you've been born in a system of white supremacy that you don't think your own should have. You believe black people are supposed to be on the bottom. All of us supposed to be on the bottom, and other people are supposed to rule us. That's the system we've grown up in. So exactly, all the angels. How can you be in a religion and don't shit look like you? Even divinity is all. You're talking about this is the psychosis. How brilliantly wicked. All your angels are the white people. In history, all these white people raped, beat you, stole your land, did all kind of wicked shit to you, but they're also your angels. You're talking about mentally fucked up. We're mentally fucked up.
And shout out to Sinovia, who joined us later, and he's saying peace and love to the host. My name is Dimore and Jiba and Keith. And as we come to the end of the show, because I see HR, the messenger, is in the building with his guests. Coming up next is What's the Radar. So make sure you join HR, the messenger, with What's the
Radar. Don't lick nobody's white ass. That's the Radar. That's the Radar, nigga. Don't put this in a white man's ass. That's the Radar.
I end the show with one of the most powerful philosophies I've had today from Jiba Jaba. In the words of the great philosopher Jiba Jaba, the greatest philosophy for you as an African is be black.
Nah, best African, he said stay black. Best African, black first. Your people first. Not your tribe, your people. Not your group tribe, your people first. Not your tribe.
A big shout out to the philosopher Jiba Jaba. And Sinovia says, that's why I'm very conscious of my words. We as the people give others power by accepting what they say about us as factual.
That's right. But Sinovia, when you went to Ghana, you went, you seen all the lines. You had all the great time being back with black people. You got to watch that tribal shit, though. But you had a great time when you went back to Ghana, all the lies that were told, but still, I tell people, move. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be brutally honest. Okay? When you go back to Africa, you move as a motherfucking boss.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because you're gonna have the tribal shit. Motherfucker, I'm the boss. I don't give a fuck about your tribe. You do what I say, I'll fire your fucking ass. You don't go in as a regular person because then you'll get caught up in the tribal shit. You get caught up, oh, you're not my tribe, you're a foreigner. Nigga, I'm the boss. That's the fuck I am. I'm the boss. I told people. You go to
this red armor jewel who's also been with us.
You go ahead.
I was just bigging up Isaac's red amber jewel. He was also with us throughout the show.
Yeah, they did. They did. Yeah, calling our history. Zach stole all our history. So the Africans being so ignorant, they're not gonna say, oh, you're not. They'll say you're not even an African. Like, what? The fuck, I'm not an African. What is you talking about? Because I'm born in America, don't make me not an African no more. Just because I put, you put biscuits in the oven, you don't call biscuits chicken, they're still biscuits, no matter what you do. You can't, so the African makes so ignorant. I ain't got to argue with no ignorant. People come back to the continent, family, have some. Don't come back to the continent as poor as the other Africans, because you're going to get treated badly. See, I'm going to get respect because I'm the boss, nigga. I'm the boss. That's what I am. I'm the boss. No, I don't care. You're not Kenyan. Nigga, I'm the boss. That's
and
right.
Sinovia said she doesn't know anything about trip. So big shout out to everybody who's been with us. Big shout out to General. Big shout out to General.
You don't know about it, but you went to Ghana. You didn't have to talk about the tribes in Ghana. See, you went on the thing. You got to get in the regular streets and over with the people. You'll get caught up. I got caught up in all that. I didn't want to go no tourist shit. I wanted to immerse myself in Africa. So when I went to Nigeria and Ghana, I got the tribal shit. Hey, brother, welcome back to Africa. What tribe are you from? I'm like, tribe? What the fuck is this goofy nigga talking about? I don't know about no tribe. What are you talking about? What tribe? I didn't know about the tribe. I was like, tribe? What are you talking about? I'm from the African tribe, nigga. I'm African. Yes, but you don't know your lineage, brother. What is your tribe? What is your tribe, brother? I
Did,
told you.
did, did they ask you for did they ask you for your surname?
No, because they knew I was American. They actually had few of them knew that I didn't have no surname no more because we were enslaved Africans. So, I don't know none of that shit no more. They didn't care nothing about it. But they did say, brother, do you not know your tribe? You are a man lost. You are a man lost without your tribal home. I said, what? That's the shit they told me. I'm a man lost without my tribe, without my tribal lineage. I'm lost. I'm a lost African. He told me, like, lost African.
And
I'm trying to find my African roots, nigga. I'm trying to find my African roots. I'm not a lost.
I'm just black and African.
Yeah, I'm just African. But they don't like that, Amori. They didn't want to hear that. They kept talking about, brother, we're all black and African, but we have tribes. What is your tribe? As soon as I said that shit, a white man pulled up. That motherfucker went rapping. Okay, brother, bye. The motherfucker ran to get the white man's bag. He ran me over. He didn't want to know about my tribe no more, Demore. He ain't gonna get that white man's bag. All right, brother, bye. Now, I was no more of a tribe. I was, get out the way, nigga. You see that white man? He got money. I got to get that bag.
He out there hustling. Your guy was out there hustling. So a big shout out to everybody who's been with us, from to Sinovia, to Jibajaba, Isaac Red, Amber Jewel, General Mosquito, from the tribe of mosquitoes, and everybody else who was with us. Big shout out to you.
I'm back on today, fam. I'm gonna do 2 shows today because I gotta get out here tomorrow, go down to the Mexican border. But I'm gonna do 2 shows. I'll be back on today in the afternoon and tonight. So I'll be on tonight. So great show by Demore. I made it today. I woke up. I'll be asleep. Maybe too damn early. Unless I'm driving home, I'm up already. But I was home, so I was in it knocked out. I
actually thought you'd miss the show because when I started, you are not there. So I thought you are out.
I was asleep. I woke up in time. That was a half an hour before you always start. I said, yeah, I'm up. Oh, shit, what time is it? Woke back and said, oh, shit. I looked up the TV you was already on. I said, damn, okay. Let me come to the computer. Wake my ass up. So
thank you for joining me, kid. I've learned a lot, and I'm sure the people in the comments and who are watching and who will watch this episode.
You learn not to trust Sally Fields' blind ass. Feed these poor dumb bastards. Feed them, Demore. Only cost $19 a month to feed them. But she was getting fatter and shit every year. None of that money went to no African kids.
I think I should start an NGO. I just need to look for some flies and I'll be a billionaire.
That make money. That's what these Christian fake organizations do in Africa. They don't ever get no money to those Africans. It's a scam. That shit, like I said, that shit was done for like 30 years. A scam, Demore. Christian some shit. Christian feed the children in Africa. All that money went to white people. All of it. They ain't feed no Africans nothing. Millions of dollars over 30 years of that stupid shit come on TV in commercials. Hey, I'm Sally Struthers. You see these poor dumb niggas with the flies on their face. Demore, if you can just it just costs as much as a bucket of chicken. Demore, your KFC and as far as Dr. Pepper, you can feed these wretched ass niggas and get the flies off their face. You're like, damn. They demonstrate all that tore back, burned up, fucked up shit. Like, oh man, let me send some money to these niggas. God damn. Write it down, feed the children. Yeah, take my money. It's poverty porn. You even checked at your heart. And then you thought you really believe that money was getting to the kids. Then you found all this shit was all scam. It's how wicked these white people are. Can you imagine they think of scams to put black people, kids, and then steal all the money? God damn. What that is?
It is crazy, but You no longer surprise me anymore. If it was that,
I never had no crush on no white woman ever. I've never had no.
If you told me this 1 year ago, I would have been surprised. But it no longer surprises me how wicked they are. So it no longer shocks me anymore.
It should. Man, the wicked. I've never had no crush on no white woman in my life ever. Now, to me, I don't understand why black men are the luckiest men on the planet. Black women are just gorgeous. They're beautiful, full lips. They're gorgeous bodies. Their personality. Black women are just beautiful to me, man. Now, I was never a good guy back in the day to a lot of black women, but black women are just, man, black women are just fucking gorgeous. And then the blessing that they're everywhere. You can find a black woman in Africa, Jamaica,
Iran. Go anywhere, you find a black woman.
Fucking Colombia, Brazil. And they're goddamn gorgeous. Black women are gorgeous. I don't tell you go to any other woman. I never understood that. I always thought black men were the luckiest men. I mean, now a lot of our black women in America are fucked up in the head. I'm not gonna lie about that. Keep that real. I'm gonna keep that 100. So, but get your passport. These are your women. You can't tell me. I know my lineage now. I do know my lineage now. My travel. So I know when I go to Brazil or Colombia, some part, those are my women. They come from the same part of Africa I came from. They come out the Congo and Angola. Those are my women. You can't tell me what you're doing in Brazil, nigga. What you're doing in Colombia. Those are my women. They belong to me. So you can't tell me. You can't tell me those ain't my women. Those women actually my lineage. Now, the funny part about Joby being a kid, Joby is my lineage. Her family comes out the Congo. She's my actual lineage. That's a fact. So don't tell me what women don't belong to me, goddammit. All black women belong. I don't fuck your tribe. All black women belong to me, damn it. I said, hey, you want to live in this fucked up village? Girl, you want to get it together. What we doing? Because look, now I'm gonna leave with this. Now I wasn't factual. So I've been celibate maybe. I think it's been 6 years now, right? I went to South Africa, hooked up with this sister, beautiful woman. But I was actually mature enough now because I didn't want a relationship. She wanted a relationship. I wasn't ready to move to no South Africa and be fighting it. But beautiful, beautiful soul. But like I'm saying, we got black women everywhere. Just be good to them, right? I didn't want a relationship. I've been in a long marriage. I didn't want to jump back in no relationship. I didn't want that. So I let that. So that was one relationship I was honest with. Probably hurt her, but I wasn't. That's not what I wanted. I didn't want. But like I said, I just want to tell you, there's black beautiful women everywhere you find them. Just be good to them, right? You as black men, you got a smorgasbord of black women. They're the majority of the planet. The black woman's the majority. So I don't know how you go to white women and Asian women. And then knowing what I know, oh man, you can't give me nobody white and Asian. Are you crazy? Oh man, you got me all the way messed up. Tails and horns. I'll leave like the tails and horns and other shit. Cool. I'm good, nigga. I'm straight. Let's go.
So big shout out to all the others who are with me. That was Stacy, Jiba Jaba, Rati. There are so many people today with me. I cannot be able to even mention all of them. And also to those who are watching and did not comment. And to those who will watch this show later, enjoy the rest of your week. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, that is. Coming up next is HR the Messenger with What's the Radar. So enjoy the rest of your weekend. It's been a pleasure, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure to join me next Saturday on the Diary of a Young Black King. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. It's been a pleasure, ladies and gentlemen.
The Radar is love black women and treat them respectfully.